Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Michaela. Hey girl, hey. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys some tips, some advice on how to pass the PCAT, or aka the Pharmacy School Admissions Test, aka the pharmacy version of the MCAT. It's a dreadful test. I promise you, no one wants to take it, but you're going to have to if you want to get into pharmacy school. And I'm going to give you some advice that I wish someone would have told me when I was, taking the test a couple years ago. So yeah, if you guys are interested in learning my tips and tricks on how to pass the PCAT and some advice on going about that, then just keep on watching. Alright, so my number one tip is which is pretty obvious, but say you're taking the PCAT in May, July timeframe, then you want to go ahead and start studying as soon as possible. Really want you to start studying around December or January timeframe. And yeah, you will be still taking classes, you will still be taking your other exams throughout the semester, but you really want to at least spend 30 minutes to an hour each day or every other day studying through the material from the PCAT book. I only recommend getting maybe one all-inclusive one. You really don't need multiple books. They all give you that same information. But just studying a little bit every day is going to help your retention and make you less stressful about the day during your test time. My second tip is basically the same thing, but if you're worried about not passing the PCAT on your first time, to be honest, that's very, very normal. Most people are getting 30s and the 40s their first time, and the second time it usually gets better. If you're that type of person where you already know you're probably going to need multiple times to take the PCAT, go ahead and take the first PCAT at the beginning of the summer, and then reapply and retake it maybe like beginning of August or sometime, and then you still need one more time before your application is finalized, and they won't any pharmacy school won't take the last PCAT. I believe it's in October or November is the last time you can take it. Then you have a chance to take it a third time and be able to get your results and everything as you're applying. So plan ahead, make sure you know yourself whether or not you're going to need that extra exam, and plan it out. So the third tip is, I believe if you purchase every Kaplan PCAT book or most PCAT books are going to have practice exams. Take those practice exams. They're very, very similar to what you will be taking in the PCAT. A PCAT is basically going into a room where you have your little cubicles, and everyone has a computer, and there's no talking, there's no drinks, there's nothing, and you get hand printed. It's like a big ordeal, but the thing is you're still using a computer. So if you practice at home in a quiet place and see what the format is and how fast you're able to answer the questions, you can kind of practice the exam, of course, because that's what it's called, but you can also practice how long you take on each section and what section that you need the most to work on, and you kind of just see how that's going to flow in the actual PCAT before you waste your money on taking the PCAT and you're not prepared. I would definitely recommend taking at least 2, if not more than that. And then my final tip really is just to practice those subjects that you really have a hard time on. So for me, English was like a breeze. I probably could have become an English major. I love English, I love reading. That was something that I was really good at, but the thing is I wasn't really that good at math, at science. So those are the things that I had to spend a lot more time on, just to make sure that I was ready and prepared for that PCAT, because I knew writing I was going to be able to get my essay done in less than the time, but math and science I was going to have to utilize the max time that they allowed. So that was just something I knew about myself. Some people are flipped. Some people, only need help on chemistry. Whatever it is, practice the most time on that section, because that's going to be what trips you up during the actual exam. Alright, and so some of my tips, I guess, on the PCAT is you have to really be prepared for anything. I know people who get in car accidents or have, maybe they're pregnant and they have their baby the day of the PCAT. You almost really have to be prepared for anything, because you can't cancel your exam, I believe. Quote me if I'm wrong, but I think it's 48 hours. So if something happens between then and there, you're kind of out of luck and you're out of your money. So you really just have to be prepared that if anything goes down, you're still going to be able to take that PCAT and go in there and kill it and nail it, regardless of what's going on around you. Personal drama, family drama, pet drama, whatever it is. Make sure when you go into the PCAT, that you are focused on exactly what you came in there for. My third tip is just understand, if you're taking the PCAT like a normal student, so typically if you're doing a fast track program, which is 2 years in undergrad pre-pharmacy, and then you got 4 years in your pharmacy school, which is what I'm doing currently. So that means that in your first year, in that January, you'll be taking the PCAT, and most people don't even have half of the material yet when they take the PCAT. So A, you're not prepared because you haven't taken the courses yet, and 2, every school knows that. So don't be worried if you go in and you're studying the PCAT and you're like, what is this? Like, what is physics? What is organic chemistry 2? Like, whatever it is, they already know that you hadn't had the material, so they're expecting you to not do as great because you haven't taken the material. Now, on the flip side, if you graduate with a 4-year degree and taking all the classes that you needed for pharmacy school, then they're going to look at you a little bit higher because you took the classes versus someone who did and maybe made a higher score. Like, so you do need to consider that, but just know that it's okay if you don't make a good PCAT score. Sometimes your PCAT can be really, really low, and that's okay. Just look to see what your average of your school is. My school is about a 60 to a 70 range. Some schools are of course higher, some schools are of course lower, but just understand that that's an average of what your school takes. That does not mean if you don't get a PCAT score in that range that you're not going to get accepted. That is not true. It may be a little harder for you to get accepted, but understand you can and will still get accepted with a low PCAT score or below average PCAT score. Now, funny story is, I did get a low PCAT score. Not going to say my numbers or anything, but it wasn't good. It was pretty average for, I guess, your first time or whatever. But the thing is my application was really, really strong in my pharmacy experience, my work experience. I was doing research, I was working, I was in an organization. I was very, very active with the College of Pharmacy in my area as well as on campus. And so a lot of the professors, a lot of the people that I was talking to day in, day out, they saw my face, they knew my face, and they were able to, you know, if someone asked you like, oh, like, how is this person? Like, because they knew me, they were able to give me a really good recommendation. So on the flip side, you know, low PCAT score, I'm doing just fine in pharmacy school, and I still got accepted, still in pharmacy school, and that is what it is. Some people are very good at standardized testing. I am not. I get very bad anxiety. I lose memory of everything I've ever learned. Like, I just freak out during those, you know, standardized exams, especially on a time frame, and it's cold in there. Like, it's just not for me. But some people excel at those and they can do really well. So just know that you're not the only one. It's okay if you get a 80, 90, good for you. Like, as long as you put your hardest in and you're really prepared and ready to go and really want to be in pharmacy school, your interview, your application will speak for you. So that was just my little pearl, you know, let you know that, you know, things happen and it's okay. Alright guys, that is the end of my video. I hope this video was helpful and taught you a little bit of something about how to study for the PCAT and what to kind of expect from the PCAT. If you have any questions, of course, you can leave a comment down below or message me on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, whatever you can see, or link up with me, of course. Let me know. Of course, I will answer any of your questions. I am an open book about pharmacy school. I really love promoting pharmacy school and getting more people involved with the profession. Little plug, shameless plug here. I do have a teachable course that actually outlines exactly in the time frame exactly how I got into pharmacy school, my pharmacy experience, my resume, interview, how you dress during your interview, everything you can think of about any type of pharmacy school question. I do have my course. I'll leave it in the link below, in the description below, and I'll leave it here on the screen for you. It's only $29 and there's a full course. It's got videos and there's a private Facebook group as well, so that way you can connect with other pharmacy students and other people interested in the field. So let me know. You don't have to, just a shameless plug, but if you want to join, it'll be down there. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and as always, stay beautiful, stay unique, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.